When you look at the brands that you work with, how do you advise them, depending on where they are in their kind of continuum of customer experience, customer loyalty journey? How do you advise them to design, develop, and execute on these improved customer experience opportunities that they need to be focused on?
So one would be clienteling. We really focus on creating a long-term relationship with a client that's differentiated. So, you don't want to step outside of the box and do something that's wacky just for the sake of wacky, but how can you do something that's really authentic to the brand? So Best Buy, like we just talked about, they're really known for their blue shirts. So they're folks in store who create a memorable experience. And that's something that people associate, and they remember that person, helped me with my tech need, or helped me get a computer for my daughter to go to college, or what have you. So really trying to take the unique portions of their business model and apply them direct to the customer in a way that makes impact. We've talked a lot about this already, but it's more than transactions. So thinking about loyalty in terms of purchase behavior is important, but we also want to think about, what is their brand love score, or what is their product referral score? What are other things that drive value to your business? So I might be a tried and true person coming in, spending, $50 every month. I'm not coming in and spending, $5,000 all in one fell swoop, but I'm steady, I'm referring people, and those are all driving revenue for the customer, or the company, excuse me. And then finally, optionality. So we really want to offer some choice so that you allow people to feel that personalization, even if it's not totally one-to-one, they are feeling like they get to pick best-in-class offers, but they're unique to what matters to them.
So I think first, think about the customer experience holistically. Every brand has their separate marketing, service, operations functions, but consumers are going to see you as one business. So make sure that the experience you provide is consistent across those interactions and that they help to inform one another. For example, you might want to suppress marketing emails to a customer who just gave you a really low CSAT score after a customer service call, and instead have some type of personalized follow-up from someone in your service department. In addition to that, I think, just always be willing to go back to the drawing board. Consumer expectations are going to continue to evolve, and so will your CX strategy. So if something isn't working, try something else. Make sure that you're collecting actionable analytics, and if you can, predictive analytics that help you really start to get ahead of any potential bumps in the road.
We've got a great white paper actually on that one out there as to how to help you design and do it. And some of the things that it talks about is some of the stuff I've mentioned. Personalization, understanding, again, the right segmentation, who are you presenting to and how you're presenting it to them in the right way. Timing is another massive one. Making sure you're asking the customer at the right time what that feedback is that's correlative to it. A good example of that is, if I want to ask you about a post-purchase decision and I'm waiting too long, you've forgotten about that decision. But to your point, if I hit you up right when you finished it, it might be too soon. I had one feedback come back that I saw that was very interesting. And the customer said, we asked, how are things going? Basically, they're going fine so far, haven't bought anything yet. I'll tell you later how it works. And then realize, again, you weren't asking the right question at the right time. So that's the kind of answer you're going to get, is the half-baked, well, you're asking me too soon. I haven't even received the goods yet. So timing, right questions, phrasing them. Phrasing is the big one too, is that a lot of people don't realize you can lead the answers, and you got to be very insightful with the right type of way to frame a question in order to make sure you're getting an unbiased, properly solicited response to the question. So a lot of those things, and we do have some great papers on there on our website about how to do it, what are the best practices, what do we think you should be looking for in those type of programs.
Again, I'll go back to the value exchange. So, you need to have something of value for them to engage with you, to get your ask. That's number one. Number two, when you're designing, developing, or even looking at technology platforms, think about your data. If you make your data liquid, it can go anywhere. It can power mobile, it can power email, it can power, in-store, smart apps, all kinds of things. So think about your data and get an engine that can handle that data, right? Agility. The one thing we do really well at Cheetah is our customer engagement platform. I mean, it just moves data from acquiring customers into an engine that a non-technical marketer can look at and then activate email, loyalty, rewards, in-app offers and things like that. So, but it's all based on being the liquidity of that data. Then lastly, smarter marketing, right? Like, use the mom test. Would you send what you're about to send to your mom? Would you send that marketing campaign? Would you send that ask? Would you send that email? Would you give her that offer? If you give a thumbs up, 75% of the time, you're doing it right, but keep it human.
I am certainly not the UX expert. I do leave that to my product team, but obviously very involved in listening to all of our brand partners. I can tell you the first thing is really being iterative. Being able to launch a platform or a program that allows you to test, learn, and then grow, but certainly also A/B testing, focus groups, surveying, leveraging your current audience. So again, not leveraging a third-party platform that has an audience somewhere else, but leveraging your real customers, your audience, and getting their feedback. They're more than willing to give their feedback. And I think the second is just understanding what is your ability as a brand marketer to be able to deliver that personalized experience with the tools or technology you're using. So personalized experience doesn't necessarily mean I'm, a female age 40 to 50. Personalized experience means like I have 3 kids and they're all in 3 different grade levels and I love eating fast food because I'm on the go. And so it's really understanding those behavioral things that allow you to deliver that personalized experience. That's really when we talk about the design, we have to think about that technology piece of it and the personalization.